You all are familiar, of course, with the fact that there has been filed in the state of New York a legal action by 31 plaintiffs who are all people who have worked for many, many years on behalf of our church, both at the local level and also on the national level. 12 of these plaintiffs are archons. 6 of them are former members of the Archdiocesan Council. 2 are former members of the Executive Committee. 1, Sir George Chimple, served as 30 years as chairman of the Finance Committee. All have dedicated themselves. This was an action that was not taken lightly at the spur of the moment, but only after deep thought, much prayer, and soul-wrenching consideration. However, it finally became obvious that no other course was available. Letters were written to His Eminence Archbishop Demetrius. Letters were written to His Holiness the Patriarch, asking for dialogue, for an opportunity to sit and discuss with them this charter matter. Not only were these requests rejected, they were never ever acknowledged. I myself made 2 telephone calls at the suggestion of someone who talked with Archbishop Demetrius that he would talk with me. I made 2 telephone calls, spoke to his secretary, said I was ready and able to come speak with His Eminence at any time. I did not receive a response to either one of those calls. There came a time then that it was obvious that there was just no other course. Every avenue had been explored. In addition, before proceeding, at the suggestion of a theologian of the church who said, well, many times other autocephalous churches will intercede on behalf of persons with the Patriarchate. Therefore, letters were written to the primates, patriarchs, archbishops of the 13 other autocephalous churches, explaining the problem to them and asking them to intercede on our behalf with His All Holiness. I believe from those letters we received one reply from Metropolitan Herman, who indicated, well, this is an internal matter of the Patriarchate of Constantinople and there's no way that I can interfere. After all that, there was just no other course to follow but to institute this legal action. Now, the legal action is purely an action raising secular, neutral principles of law. There's nothing acrimonious in the lawsuit. There's nothing derogatory. There's nothing inflammatory. There's no punishment asked. There's no request for any damages. In fact, we also went to the point of eliminating from the lawsuit the usual canned phrase that's at the end of every lawsuit that's filed, in which the plaintiff asks that their court costs be awarded to them. Even that was eliminated. So there's no monetary request or demand upon the Archdiocese at all. What the lawsuit asks is that the court interpret the revision provision of the 1977 Charter, which says that it can be revised upon request of a clergy-laity Congress, subject to the ratification and approval of the Patriarchate. It asks the court to interpret that, and it also asks the court to apply to the revision of the Charter the provisions of the New York statute concerning religious corporations. Our Archdiocese is a religious corporation of the state of New York, having been incorporated in 1921. As such, its procedures are subject to the statutes of New York. We've been advised by our council that the charter of the Archdiocese, in effect, under the statutes of New York, becomes the bylaws of the Archdiocesan Corporation. And the New York statutes provide that for bylaws to be amended, two things must be done. Number one, notice must be given to the members of the corporation at a meeting prior to the meeting at which the bylaws will be amended. So therefore, if the bylaws are going to be amended at the 2004 Congress, then notice of the specific amendment must have been presented to the prior Congress. And number two, that all changes in the bylaws must be approved by 2/3. That is the basis of our suit, of our legal action, asking the court to apply those rules with respect to the revision of the 1977 Charter.